Okay, so today we're going to be looking at the roll, which is used predominantly to disperse impact away from the body during a drop jump. So whenever you drop from height, there's a huge amount of force that comes back into the body from you connecting with the ground. So what you're going to use the roll for is to disperse that impact away from your body as you touch down. So you're going to have that downward momentum, and we're going to transition it so that it goes forwards and away from your body. The roll you're going to learn is very different from a gymnastics roll in that we're not rolling over the head and down the spine. So you're going to roll diagonally, which means you're going to roll from one shoulder diagonally across your back towards the hip on the other side. At all times, your head is going to be kept to one side. So your head is never between you, your body, and the ground. Okay? And this is just done for protection reasons. And it's going to make it much easier to absorb the impact and to come out without any impacts, any damage, any bangs or bruises on your body. So if the roll is done well, it can be used on any surface and any terrain. Okay, which means you can roll on concrete, any hard surface you want, and you won't feel the impact or pain anywhere in the body. Okay, but when you're beginning, it's good to find a slightly softer surface to work with, something like grass, so that your body can just get used to the form and you can repeat it and repeat it and repeat it until you're comfortable, and then you can transition and start practicing on a harder surface. So the first thing we're going to do is start from a crouched position, not all the way down. The reason we're doing that is we want to sort of imitate and simulate the position we're in when we come from a drop. Okay, so you're going to start from this kind of crouching position here, and we're going to drop forwards into the roll from here. So you're going to have either shoulder forwards, depending on which side you're comfortable in rolling. Choose the one you're more comfortable on to begin with. So you're going to crouch down, and you're going to place your hands to one side, and you're going to be rolling from the front shoulder to the back hip. And the important thing is just to place the hands and let your body roll forwards. A little push from the back leg. It's going to end up looking like this. You come back to your feet. If it's done in relaxed fashion and you just let yourself roll into it, you will naturally come back to your feet. Okay? But you have to let yourself move forwards into the movement. Don't stop, don't try and do it too slowly. It's not going to work. You've got to just let yourself roll. So you just landed, you're coming down, you crouch, hands forwards to one side, head to one side, and you roll that way over the shoulder. So let's look at a few aspects of the roll in a bit more detail. So the beginning, it's absolutely key that when you're doing the roll, your body weight is forwards. Okay, your chest should be slightly forwards. This is because when you come down from a drop, most of the time you want to be landing like this because that's going to immediately pull me into a roll, which means my energy hits the ground and disperses. And when you're coming out of the roll, a very important thing is to keep your hips turned slightly diagonally. Remember, it's a diagonal roll, so at no stage are we rolling completely forwards. It's a diagonal roll, so I want to come up on the side of my body here, okay, the fleshy bits here. You don't want to come up on the back, the base of the spine, the coccyx area. This is going to be very painful. So you want to come up here, so when you exit the roll, your hips should be facing slightly off angle. One common mistake is the exit of the roll. Sometimes people will cross their legs. So they'll roll and come up like this with their legs crossed. Okay, this means one, I'm out of balance as I come up. Two, there's going to be impact as my straight leg hits the ground. Okay, so to avoid that, just think like a ball. You want to tuck your legs in as you roll and keep them tucked until you come back to your feet. So if my right leg is in front when I start the roll, or I'm going over my right side, I should come up with my right leg in front again. So I'm starting here, right leg is in front. Okay. Of course, as with all things in parkour, we want to practice on both sides so that we avoid any bias to one side of the body, any muscular imbalances that may develop. Also means you can use it in different situations. You might be falling to your left or dropping to your left, and you need to be able to roll immediately on that side. So today we've started on the grass, but it's very important to progress onto harder surfaces. Okay? As soon as you feel comfortable, and to try it out early on so that you realise the difference. You need to get the feedback from a hard surface. This surface doesn't give me a lot of feedback. Okay? So even if I do the roll wrong here, it's not going to really hurt me. It's not going to cause any pain. I'm not going to get that feedback. If I do it on concrete wrong, I'm going to get immediate feedback. Technically, this takes a lot of time. Don't be dismayed if it takes a while to get used to it. The roll is arguably one of the hardest things to get right in parkour. So the key points with the roll is to roll from one shoulder diagonally across the back to the opposite hip. Okay, most importantly, the roll has got to be applied immediately upon contact with the ground. If there's any pause between your landing and the roll, then it means your body has absorbed the shock already and the roll doesn't serve its purpose. So as soon as you touch the ground, you have to be moving forwards into the roll. So it's about keeping the momentum and redirecting, dispersing that impact immediately upon contact with the ground. That's absolutely key.